So namaskar everyone. Welcome to the lecture 28 of CSS. We are going through the CSS course, and today in this video we are going to talk about the CSS units, the basic one which can be used into our projects. So after this video you won't have any confusion while you are using the CSS units like pixel, percentage, then something like that rem, and so on. So without doing any delay, let us start our today video. So first let us go to our HTML file called index.html, where let us write down the title of today. It is CSS units. And here we have already linked our CSS file into our HTML. So let us leave it as is. Now same like that, we have got the body part over here. And the very first part we'll be talking over here is about the first unit, that is called as the pixel. So in order to learn about the pixel, how it is used into the CSS, we are going to create a div element, and in that div element I'm going to give it a class called as parent. So whenever we are talking about the elements, the outer one is called as the parent and the inner one is called as the child. So div, and this div will have a class as the let us say child. So what I'm telling here is that if I have got something similar like this, so this div has got a parent called as this one, which has a class called as parent. And again, for this div, this body tag is called as the parent. So you have to understand like that. So if there is an element wrapped inside another element, then that outer one is called as the parent element and the inner one is called as the child element. So for this body, this div tag with class parent is called as the child of body tag or body element. And same like that, here we have a div class which is called child. So this tag or this element is the child of this parent. But same like that, if we talk about in respect to body element, then this div tag is called as the grandchild of the body element over here. So as we go inner inside the element, then the relation between that parent and the inner child will become similar to the hereditary that we carry into our moment generation. So here we have got parent and child, and let us go to the CSS part now. And into CSS again the same thing. We're learning about units, so that's a CSS unit. And we have got parent continue over there. So parent, and let me keep parent with as 100 pixel. We are going to learn about the pixel at first, and height called as the pixel. So width and height are the same, and in order to see that container, we are going to give color as red. Here color red, and after that we are going to run this by using live server into our browser. So here we have got our, sorry my mistake, we are not seeing that, background color because we are not keeping a background color over here. So now we can see the background color. And let me remove that one. It was just for trial by Arvind was saying that container. So here we have got the container over here. Means this is our parent container or parent div tag or div container, whatever you are trying to tell. Okay? You can tell anything over there. Now, how is it working over there? So I'm giving here, if you see the CSS, you can see that I'm giving here width 100 pixel and height 100 pixel. And after giving that width and height in pixel, you are seeing that width and height are same, right? So due to the same width and height, you could see that we are getting a square box over here. But how is it calculating that value? So you have to understand that first. So how pixels are calculated. So for that one, let me demonstrate that by using the Excalibur. So you should have to know that we always have got a screen like this, and our screen is divided into several pixels. Means there are several dots into a screen which we cannot see, but it is divided into, those dots are called as the pixel. And those pixels are usually in rectangular format. I'm going to give the bigger one like this, 1, And again, 2, 3, 4. And similarly, I'm going to give some horizontal line also. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have got the line over here. Now, what is pixel then? So if you will see over here, due to this horizontal and vertical line, which I have drawn over here, you are seeing the rectangular boxes over here. Actually, it will be in somewhat square shape in real life. But the boxes which we can see over here, these are actually called as the pixel. So these are the pixel. Here we have got the first one, the first pixel, second pixel, third pixel, fourth pixel. Same like this, all over the screen, whatever you are seeing over here, the visible part means from the top to the bottom. Our screen is made of a pixel over there. And 100 pixel means that will try to cover the 100 rectangular box like this. Let us suppose if there is the width of 100 pixel, then width means the horizontal row, isn't it? This is called as the width. So that's why if I am telling width is equal to 100 pixel, that means that that container will occupy 100 rectangular box horizontal like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 100. So that is the meaning of width is equal to 100 pixel. Means 100 horizontal rectangular boxes will be occupied by that object. And if I am telling height is equal to 100 pixel, then vertically it will occupy 100, 1,000, 100 vertical boxes over here. So that means total, if we talk about these boxes, if we have got 100 width pixel width and 100 pixel height, then that container will occupy 100 into 100 pixel over there. Like if we have got width 50 and let us say height 100, then that box will occupy 5,000 pixels over there, 5,000 boxes over there, which are called as the pixel actually. That's how the width and height and pixel works together. Now we are talking about width and height. This pixel can be given with other property also, like while we are giving the font size, while we are talking about the borders, and while we are talking about the other thing like spacing. In that case also, we can give pixels as the unit. Pixel can be used in every kind of form while you are talking about the CSS. So this is what pixel used for. The same like that, we have got another CSS unit called as the percentage. Now how percentage works then? So for example, here we have got with 100 pixel, right? Now same like that, we had got another thing called child also over there. Let me give the background color as green to the child. Background color green. And we are going to give a width as, let us say, 50%. Now, I'm writing percent over there. So always if you're writing percent, then this percent will work according to the size of the parent element. Thus, for example, if the parent have got width of 100 pixel, and if I write down child as 50% as width, then this will be 50% of the parent element. So if parent element is 100, then the child will have got sorry, uh, hmm, 50% of parent, that is 100 pixel, and will be equal to 50 pixel. So that's how the percentage work. And same like that, if I am writing height is equal to 40%, then as you can see there that the parent has got height of 100 pixel. Yes or no? So it will be 40% of 100 pixel, that is a parent, and is equal to 40 pixel. That's how the percent works. The percent works according to the size of the parent element. So if I will go to the side and try to see over there, you will see that this is exactly, you can see the width is 50%, right? So it is exactly half of the parent element. That is, if parent element is 100 over here, then the child will have got 50 pixel. So it depends upon the parent. Just for example, if I will change here like up to 200. So if I change the width to 200, then the child will have got size of 50% of 200 pixel. That will be equal to 100 pixel. So you can see over here, the parent, the outer one, the red one, has got altogether 200 pixel as width, and the child one will have got 100 pixel. So as the parent element will change, the child element will also change automatically. But you have to be careful whenever you are doing that. What kind of carefulness? That carefulness must be, your child must be wrapped inside the parent. So first you have to write down the parent element over there, and after that only you have to write down the child element. You have to be careful about that thing. So this is how the percentage works whenever you are working with the parent and child. And remember that this percentage can be used with any kind of CSS property. Like you can use with borders, you can use with font size, you can use it with height and different kind of thing. Now why I'm telling this thing then? Because the next unit which will talk later on will be used for the font size only. That's why you have to understand that percentage works for each and every CSS property. But the next one, which we'll be talking now, will be used for the font size only. Just like if I will write here the next unit called as EM. It also depends upon the parent size. But can you see anything over here? No, we don't see anything. Let me write down the height also. Height is equal to uh, 50 EM. Okay, we can see the height. Let me decrease this. It is a lot. 10 EM. Okay. So what is happening over here then? So it all depends upon the font size of the parent element. So as you can see over here, we don't have any font size for the parent element, did we? No, we haven't given any font size for the parent element. We have a CSS property like width, height, and background color, but it does not have got the font size. And by default, if this parent do not have got any font size property over here, then the font size will be equal to 16 pixel. So by default, let me write here, by default, the font size is 16 pixel. Now if you go to child, so 2em means 2 times the font size of parent element. So that means 2 times the font size of parent element, and we see that the parent element have got font size of 16 pixel. So 2 into 16 pixel is equal to 32 pixel. That means our width will be equal to 32 pixel for the child. Now let me see over there. Is it? Yes. So you can see that the parent is around 200 pixel and the child is around what, 32 pixel. But is it really happening like that? So let us see the height also. So height also, we have got 10 times the parent font size. So 10 times the parent font size is equal to 160 pixel. Okay. So our height will be equal to 160 pixel. As you can see over here, we are not seeing any changes over here because we are just commenting that part only. But if I will change the parent height to 160 pixel, then you will see that it is the height of the parent and the height of the child is same. Now, hence prove that our EM unit depends upon the parent font size. It depends upon the font size only. You have to remember that. But percentage depends upon each and every property over here. So we have proved that thing also. Similarly, let me increase this font size. If I will increase over here, font size of parent as 20 pixel. So after increasing font size 20 pixel, then the width will become 2 into 20 is equal to 40 because the size of parent has changed over here. Same like that, it will be 10 into 20 is equal to 200 pixel. So as you can see over here, the height has changed to 200 pixel and the width also has changed into how much? 40 pixel. So it has become a little bit wider. So that's how EM works. Now, similar to EM, we have got REM also. So let us talk about REM also. Now, if I will write here to REM, so EM depends upon the parent container, but REM depends upon the root container or root element of the HTML file. Now, what is the root element? It is the HTML tag itself. This is called as the root element. So, if I'm writing a to REM, that means the root HTML, it depends upon the root HTML font size. And always, let me tell you, by default, again, the root HTML, sorry, the element font size is 16 pixel. So this is the root HTML element font size. And if I'm telling it to REM, that means it is equal to 2 into 16 pixel. That is equal to 32. Same like that, if I'm telling here 10 REM, it will be equal to 10 into 16 pixel, that is equal to 160 pixel. Now, you could see that we have got the height of 160 pixel over here. Now, if I will go to that same website, you can see that the height has matched over here. Yes or no? So height, the parent is 160 pixel, height of child is 160 pixel. That is 10 REM is equal to 160 pixel. So hence prove that REM depends upon the font size of the parent element or parent not sorry of the HTML root element. So is it really? So let us see that again. We are going to use HTML over here, the tag selector, and we are going to give the property called font size, and we are going to give again 20 pixel. So as soon as I will write down font size equal to 20 pixel for HTML, the root element over here, the height and width also must have to change. We're not going to see the width part because it won't be seen clearly. But if you will see the height, then it must have to increase. Yes or no? That is 10 into 20 must have to become 200. And the height of child must have to be greater than the parent. Let's see the website now. So yes, the height of the child container have been changed over here. So this proves that the REM depends upon the HTML, the root element over here. This is how REM is used and this is how EM, REM and percentage works. Similar like this, let's talk about another unit also in CSS. So another unit which we'll be talking about here is the VW and VH. So VW and VH stands for viewport width and viewport height. So for that one, we have to go to Excalibur and try to understand how it works. So as you can see that in our browser, we have got some visible part. Now, visible part means if you will see this browser, you will see that above this visible part, you will see the tab name over here. Like you will see at Excalibur and CSS unit at the top. You will see there the URL also over there, like http://excalibur.com. And after that one, you will see the visible part over here. So we are going to talk about this part only. So CSS will identify this part because browser knows the visible region of our screen. Browser knows that thing, and CSS will internally get that thing from the browser. So that's why you don't have to worry about the thing like how CSS know that the size of the browser or size of the screen is this much or that much, because browser has got that value already and CSS will just get that value from the browser and use into the project or use into our CSS styling file. So let me, sorry, it is this. Now you can see that we have got the viewport height and viewport width. So this one, let me draw the, yeah, this horizontal one is called as the viewport width, and the vertical one is called as the viewport height. So altogether, our visible part is divided into or has got a total of 100 viewport height, and our width also have got a total of 100 viewport width. So it has got total of 100. Now, if I will tell the width as 40 VW, that means it will occupy 40% of total screen size. And if I will tell here 60 VS, then that means it will occupy 60% of total screen height size, and this will be width size. So that's how BW and BS works. It depends upon the screen size or visible part of the browser. So if you will make it as full screen like this, that means this whole part will be the viewport or viewport width and height over here. But if you will make it the small screen, then this white part will only be the visible part over here. That's how it works. So visible part can depend upon the screen sizes. You can make it the full screen or you can make it to small screen over there. Same like that, if you insert element, you will see that the size of a screen has changed over here. Yes or no? So now this only this white part is the visible part. So if I will tell 100 BW, then it will only occupy the width equal to this white part only. And if I will tell 100 BS, then it will only occupy the height of this visible part only. Let us see that in our project then. Let me make here width of parent as 100 VH. Sorry, not VW. If I tell 100 VW, then it must have to cover the whole screen. So yeah, yes. It is covering the whole screen width. Now, as you can see over here, that it is going a little bit towards the right. Yes or no? Yes. So what is happening over here? Because our screen is starting from here, from the left hand side. But if we talk about the container, it is starting from here. You could see here that it is starting from a little bit right. Now we'll talk why is it happening and how to fix this problem later on. But you could see that this container size equal to the screen size over here. This width of this container is equal to the viewport width over here. So that is divided over here. And if I will write here like let us say 50 VW, then it will become the half of the screen width over here. Similar case happened with the height also. So hope you have understood about the CSS unit that could be used in CSS, and we'll be using this a lot throughout our chapter. We have got different kind of advanced unit also, but we will be talking about the advanced unit whenever we are learning about that or whenever we need that in our journey. So thank you for today and thank you for listening to me. Bye.